Hey, what's up, man? So I thought that I would show you an interesting use case to use ChatGPT to help you out in brainstorming a whole bunch of interesting ideas. So uh, it is a really incredible tool, and some ways to use it is this. Like I was checking out your site, right? And I saw, okay, well, there's a bunch of information here about. I saw some screenshots, and it's a cool app, and there's a lot of text here. So I just basically copied it all and paste that all into GPT, and it gave me a quick summary about what was actually going on. And along the way, I was checking it out, and I found an interesting feature, right? So it's the create message feature that you guys have here. And looking a little closer, it seems that you can embed a macro. So I see. So this is, I think, this is one of your cool features that you can embed macro into the email messages. And I thought, okay, well, you most likely are able to do all kinds of custom stuff. Uh, and then I found your macros over here, and man, there's just so much over here, and I didn't want to copy and paste. So I had ChatGPT write me a script to actually scrape the entire content of that site. Here it is, right here. That's the script, and then after it finishes, it gets me an actual yeah, so all of your macro data. Here it is. Okay. So that made it a little bit easier for me to put into ChatGPT to see exactly what is all this, because I ain't got time to read it. And then I found some more interesting stuff. So in here, it we've found some interesting things like that you can start embedding a lot more into your messages. But as I'm scrolling down, I'm noticing interesting something that's kept standing out, the word random. Random, another random. So selecting a random file from a specified folder, random file, another random file. So I see. So you basically are putting in random message headers and all kinds of um, different parts of the email, and these are all macros that are coming, grabbing stuff randomly from a file. And I thought, okay, randomly, then maybe there's some opportunity there because it is quite a lot of random stuff from external files, and I see that that's how you create a template and I guess have random templates cycling through, so it's never really the same thing. Um, so I started asking ChatGPT about some help, some brainstorming, some innovative, novel ways to do some things, which is um, using ChatGPT to help generate email marketing campaigns by, let's say, generating catchy subject lines. And there's a couple of other things. You can do some emotional analysis, dynamic email content, come up with behavioral triggers, and then I said, okay, well, there's content A/B testing, and that sounds really related to the business. And so okay, so suggestion is to leverage AI to automate content. Interesting. That's kind of seems well fitted. So let's see what we can do. Identifying the most effective email copy, subject lines, images, and other ways to optimize the email performance. That's pretty much it. The subject lines, these are your macros. So if we go a little bit further and expand on, I asked it to expand on A/B testing, and it gave me some more information. As you see, all kinds of ways to do it: hypothesis generation, test design, test execution. So um, it loaded up all of this information about A/B testing into its own memory. And that's when I said that. Well, now that you're aware of all this, how about integrating AI into A/B testing, and let's see what can come up with. Well, and let's brainstorm. Let's come up with innovative ways to leverage AI into an existing platform as a service application that caters to mass email marketers. All right, so let's see what it can do. Well, it's going to, it gave some suggestions. AI-driven template builder. Yeah, interesting, right? So, because you already have template builder, they're random. And this is an AI-driven template builder. How interesting and very fitting, too. Other things, of course, smart scheduling, predictive analytics, but another fascinating one, automated campaign optimization, which is integrate AI automation that continuously monitors email campaigns, adjusting variables like subject lines, content, and delivery times based on real-time feedback. So macros generated by AI to be a more of an intelligent macro in order to do AI-driven template building. Okay, quite interesting. So I'll go down a bit further. And it keeps coming up with more additional stuff. So I started to brainstorm a little further, see how we can analyze recipient engagement patterns to determine the best time to send the emails, right? So kind of what it was suggesting. Let's see how AI can determine these things. And one of the keys that I discovered is while the whole world is using, if they are using ChatGPT to explain it like I'm five, the real value here is to brainstorm at PhD level. Now that's the thing to do. And so it can come up, it comes up with a whole bunch of interesting things like data collection and reprocessing, feature engineering. So we can use that. You can use supervised learning, time series analysis, and a bunch of other things. So very interesting. So you can do continuous learning, assembling learning, model evaluation. I then asked it a little bit more. Let's brainstorm some more ideas of using AI and GPT, and give it a summary of the application, the email platform, right? Just a quick start. And then based on the information provided about the email platform, here's some innovative ideas. So it's basically now using pretty much all we've learned about A/B testing, and now combining that with the description of your email platform. And it gave some ideas: AI generated content, automated list segmentation, subject line optimization, interesting stuff. And so I asked it to do a bit more, conceptualize and think of a bit more things, but it started to give me some interesting results, psychological triggers. Okay, now that's kind of where I'm going with this. Basically, let's manipulate these people. Use AI to utilize recipients' psychological profile and incorporate persuasive techniques such as scarcity, social proof, and reciprocity in the email content to motivate the desired action. We can use AI to motivate desired action, which is pretty good. Emotional sentiment analysis. So a couple of ones stood out for me. Leverage AI to assess the emotional sentiment of email content and adjust the tone to match the recipient's preference or emotional states. You can just modify on, I would guess, on the fly in some way based on criteria that humans can't really correlate, but AI can, and come up with interesting custom approaches to attack those vectors that it determined were somehow vulnerable and susceptible to marketing. AI-assisted persuasion profiling. Now, these are all very interesting. So, cognitive load optimization, AI-driven email therapy. So now I asked it basically to start combining psychological theories with email marketing and AI, and so this is a meetup of all of those ideas and AI-assisted persuasion profiles. So some of the interesting suggestions is to analyze recipients' past responsive to persuasion tactics to identify a more effective strategy going forward, or even AI-based system that combines psychological principles with email marketing. So it will utilize top-rated, top-level, PhD-level psychological principles to analysis and correlations that humans can't make, which is a step above and beyond what anybody's ever seen. Things like priming techniques can now become actually very valid and very potent ways to deal with the users. So email campaigns such as using specific words, images, or themes that activate a certain mental association or emotion. We have really no way to understand the correlations and the different ways and the different triggers that users can be affected. GPT-4 can. And so some more ways was to incorporate the ideas and triggers into persuasive campaigns. So I said, give me some examples. What are these persuasive priming techniques and triggers? And start to actually look at a bit more real world scenarios. And it started giving some really interesting things like personalized scarcity triggers, dynamic social proof, AI generated testimonials. All of these are AI designed in somewhat real time based on learned set of data, which is, I guess, historical data. And it comes up with all of the different ways that it can manipulate individuals in a macro and a micro way. So as a large group as a whole, and come up with methods to then manipulate specific individuals based on their profiles. AI power commitment and consistency strategies. Like so much interesting, fascinating stuff to look into and analyze further. And so cognitive dissonance reduction. So very cool stuff where you figure out what makes people like not associate with your campaign and make it more of a positive response. AI commitment consistency strategy where you analyze recipients' past actions and behavior, creating email content that encourage them to maintain consistency with their previous decisions. You psychologically manipulate them into making sure that they keep doing this, or else they're going to feel like fools or something like that. Further down, so I just basically keep playing along and say, give me an executive summary of what we just learned. And it's a pretty good summary. I mean, check it out if you want to pause and read. Integrating AI into existing POS application, catering to mass email marketers, enables them to stay ahead in the competitive landscape. It would certainly seem like that. It would certainly seem that I can imagine a few people that are probably looking at update and improvements in GPT-4. And then I asked it to, just for shits and giggles, let's put that into a blog form, because I wanted to see like what could it actually do as far as some email content. And here is a quick little blog titled Unlock the Power of AI for Your Email Marketing Strategy. And to see how these generated content actually get past AI detectors, and this one is quite good right now. As you can see, this right here is all of the text that was down below here, all of this generated text, and it comes out to be 89% highly likely to be human. Now, if you think, okay, well, that's really not that much text, even though right here, this is the only thing that it thought was possibly AI generated, and this isn't really that much text. Here is a slightly bigger blog post that I created for how GPT is shaping planning, and after running it, we got a 95% likely human. So content that GPT-4 generates is seen by AI detectors as practically 100% human. And all it would take was a modification of some of this right here to get it to be clear, as it is unclear right now. So AI is here to revolutionize pretty much everything. But yeah, hopefully you learn a couple of different ways, maybe inspire you and see how you can apply it to your own business. Very good. Enjoy.